is Hallie. Welcome to my first episode of Be You Yogini video classes. We will be doing a 45-minute all levels Hatha yoga class. So I welcome you to breathe, to listen, most importantly to be you while we practice our yoga together. So come on to your yoga mat. You can bring some yoga blocks and a yoga strap if you like, and come and sit in a nice tall spine. Let's begin. Begin with a tall spine, eyes closed, hands in Anjali Mudra at the center of your heart. You will take some deep yogic breaths. Breathe into your lower belly, expanding your stomach, and exhale navel to spine, reaching all the way back, all of the air flowing out. Take 2 more deep belly breaths, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, raise your hands above your head and interlace your fingers. We will begin breath of fire. As we exhale, we emphasize the exhale and engage our bandha, and we will do it for about 30 seconds. So take an inhale and exhale, contracting your bandha with every short exhale, engaging our fire within. Our hands are still above our head, and we have a tall spine, the crown of the head reaching toward the sky. Creating heat in our core to warm up our body. Relax your jaw and your face. And then exhale all the air out and inhale, taking a deep breath all the way down to the bottom of your spine. Exhale over to the left and stretch the right side of your body, leaning over, sinking that right hip into your seat, and then inhale to center. Exhale, stretch to the right, elongating the left side of our body all the way through our fingertips. Breathe. And inhale back to center. Take 1 more breath. Reach the heart up toward the sky, and then exhale, lower your arms to the side of your body. Inhale, reach your hands above your head, moving with our breath, hands to heart center. And then we'll roll our neck to the left, down to the front, to the right shoulder, to the back, back to the left shoulder, down to the front, and to the right. Then move your head in the opposite direction. We're stretching our neck here. Inhaling as we reach our head to the sky. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to center. And then take 1 more breath. Exhale, lower your hands, open your eyes. And we will begin our asana practice. So move any cushions or bolsters you are seated on or blankets and come to all fours on your mat. Grounding our hands and our knees and the tops of our feet into the earth. Your hands should be below your shoulders, your knees below your hips, the crown of the head reaching the opposite direction as your sit bones. The heart is soft toward the earth as your fingers and your palms press away your sticky mat. Breathe into your belly, exhale, navel to spine, and we will begin cat-cow. So inhale, reach your heart forward, your sit bones toward the sky. Exhale, curve your belly, curve your spine. Inhale, heart forward, crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, back of the heart toward the sky. Cat and cow is an exaggeration of our belly breath. Exhale, navel to spine. Take a few more at your own pace. Inhaling, moving with your breath, warming up your core, softening and curving your spine. Remembering to breathe and soften your face. And when you're ready, you can come back into a neutral spine. We'll take our right leg back, straight behind us, bring the heel to the earth and move the left foot off of the mat. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Your left hand is directly below your left shoulder. Turn your heart up toward the sky and reach your right hand, your right fingertips, all the way up to the sky, opening our heart. Remember to press through the outer edge of the right foot, and then if you'd like, you can raise the right leg off of the ground as high as comfortable for you. We're still warming up our body. Take a few deep breaths here, pressing into the earth, and then exhale, bring that right leg back down to the mat, the right arm to the hip, square your hips, and bring your right knee back to all fours. Inhale, raise your right arm, and then scoop it through to the left side of your body so that your right shoulder's on the mat. You can stay there or raise your left hand up into the sky for a nice twisted child's pose. It's a wonderful shoulder stretch. We're breathing here into our kidneys, into our back. Inhale, come back up to all fours. And then reach your left foot back. You can turn your right leg off the mat, lower your left foot onto the floor. Bring your left hand to your left hip to create that foundation. Press into the right palm into the earth and raise the left hand into the sky. You can stay here, or if you'd like to, you can raise that left leg off of your mat so that it's as perpendicular to the mat as possible. Breathing here, exhaling navel to spine, supporting our bandha, supporting our lower back. And then when you're ready, exhale, lower that left leg, bring the left arm back down to the mat, square your hips. And then inhale, raise your left arm and scoop it through all the way to the right side of your body. You can stay here, or you can raise your right arm up into the sky. You want more of the back of your skull on the mat so that your heart is as open as possible. Your hips are still square here, so keep them as even as possible as you twist. And remember to breathe. Bring your right arm back down, inhale, back up to all fours. And then bring your knees wider than your feet, have your toes touch and sit back into child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling here. A wonderful curve in our spine, stretching our lower back. Press into our fingertips and our palms of our hands. Pressing away the floor, reaching our hips and our sit bones back onto our heels. Take a few breaths here. Remembering that all you want to be is right inside of you. Inhale, come back to all fours. Curl your toes under. Create that foundation in your hands, and then when you're ready, raise your sit bones up into the sky and press back into downward facing dog. If you have tight hamstrings, you can keep your knees bent, and if you'd like, you can pedal your feet. So you can bend one knee, straighten one leg, and then switch, stretching our Achilles and our calves. Come back to downward facing dog, pressing into the inner corners of our hands, engaging our triceps to support our shoulders. Our inner thighs are reaching back, and then when you're ready, step forward out of downward dog and into standing forward bend. You can bend your knees here if you have tight hamstrings to really stretch your lower back. Let your head dangle. Inhale and exhale, and then inhale. Raise your heart forward. Exhale, fold. You can hold on to your calves for a bigger stretch here. Bring your hands to the mat, walk them forward, and then raise your toes off of the mat. Feel the engagement in your calves and your shins and your thighs. And then fold deeper into this stretch. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to stand, rooting through the earth, hands above your head, and exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. We'll begin our sun salutations. Inhale, reaching our hands all the way out and up into the sky. You can take a slight back bend here if you want, raising your heart up toward the sky. Exhale, fold all the way over. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, step back into plank. High push-up. Shoulders over your hands. Engage that bandha so you can support your lower back. Breathe here. And then exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the earth. Inhale, press your hips into the earth, scoot forward, and raise the back of your heart up into the sky for cobra. The tops of our feet press into the earth as well. Exhale, fold, curl your toes under, and press back into downward facing dog. Breathe here, stretching our inner thighs back toward the back of the room. Engage that bandha, and then when you're ready, hop or step forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend deep into the stretch. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. Engage your legs, hands over your head. And then exhale, hands to heart center. We'll keep moving. Inhale, hands up over your head. Take a nice arch back here if you'd like, opening your heart. And then exhale, fold all the way over, standing forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, and step back into plank. Breathe here, your heart is soft. Engage your core, engage your bandha. Exhale, chaturanga. Scoot forward. You can do cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing your heart up toward the sky. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Listen to your breath. On your next exhale, bend your knees and hop or step to the front of your mat, standing forward bend. Allow your spine to lengthen. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward slightly, and then exhale, fold deeper into the stretch. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands above your head, reaching toward the sky, as long and as tall as you can be. Exhale, fold all the way over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back into plank. A strong foundation here. Heels reaching opposite of the crown of your head. Your heart is soft. Knees, chest, chin, down to the mat. Come all the way down onto the mat and then raise the back of your heart up for cobra. Take an inhale, exhale, fold. Curl your toes under and press back, downward facing dog. Breathe here, pressing into the palms of your hands. Our yoga practice is so much more than physical. Step your left foot forward into a low lunge. Your left knee is directly above your left ankle. And then come onto your fingertips so that we can set a wonderful foundation here. Lower your right knee down to the earth. Inhale, bring your hands to the top of your left knee. Support that bandha, navel to spine. And then if you'd like, you can raise your hands up into the sky and sink a little deeper into this hip stretch here. Relax your jaw. Breathe here in this pose. And find the support you need in your legs, in your lower abdomen. Let your heart be free and open. Exhale, hands to the mat. Curl your toes under, come back into low lunge, and then straighten your left leg as much as possible. Do a nice forward stretch here. Our right heel is engaged, pressing forward, so our hips remain square. You can exhale, come back into a lunge. And then inhale, straighten your left leg for a nice deep hamstring stretch. Keeping that left leg engaged, press through that left foot. Come into a wide-legged forward bend, turn to the side of your mat. Fold here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press in through your heels, engage your inner calves, your inner thighs so that your legs are squeezing into one another. And then come into a right leg low lunge. Breathe here, come to your fingertips. And then when you're ready, you can lower that left knee down to the earth. Top of the foot on the mat. Inhale, hands to the top of your right knee. Square your hips to the front of the room. And then if you're ready, you can inhale, raise your arms up into the sky, supporting our bandha, supporting our lower back, navel to spine as we breathe. Reach your heart open. And exhale, lower your hands to the earth, curl your toes under, straighten both legs into a forward stretch on the right leg. If your hands don't reach the mat or the earth, that's okay. You can get a yoga block and use that for support. Exhale, low lunge, reaching our heart forward, our hips square. Inhale, stretch back. Both legs are straight. And you can powerhouse through that back leg, reach that left thigh up to the sky. That left heel is above the ball of our left foot. Inhale, come to your wide-legged forward bend. Relax over. Let gravity lengthen your spine. You can shake your head no, relaxing your neck, shake your head yes. Remember to engage your thigh muscles so that we support our lower back. And then if you'd like to, you can reach your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers for a nice shoulder stretch here, opening up our shoulders. Inhale, flat back with your hands interlaced. And exhale, fold. You can slowly release your hands. Bring them down to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze in your legs and inhale, come all the way up to stand. Be careful of lightheadedness. If you feel lightheaded, you can bend over into a forward bend. We're going to move into Warrior Two. So bring your right foot to the front of your mat, keeping your left foot to the side. Bring your hands to your hips and then bend your right knee into a 90-degree angle or as low as is comfortable for you. You can raise your hands into the sky, reaching them in opposite directions. Relax your shoulders by opening up your palms. And then allow your arms and your shoulders to relax as they lengthen out. Engage that right thigh muscle. You can even pick up your right toes. And use that left inner thigh to support your Warrior Two. Your heart is open. Inhale, straighten that right leg. We'll move into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Bringing our right hand down to our shin or a yoga block and raising our left hand up into the sky. Pressing through that left back heel to create support so we can exhale and support our lower back with our bandha, with our stomach. And then come back, inhale, Warrior Two, when you're ready. Our shoulders are over our hips. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Bring your hands to your hips, turn that right foot in, left foot toward the other side of the room. Take a breath here. Set your foundation with your feet. And then exhale, lower into that left leg as low as is comfortable for you. And then inhale, raise your arms up, reaching in opposite directions. Soften your rib cage. Engage your bandha. Good. And you can open your palms up to the sky to soften your shoulders, reaching your shoulder blades onto your back body. Really working through that back leg as well. Don't forget about it. Engage that right thigh muscle. And then inhale. Straighten that left leg. Lean towards the left leg, bringing your hand to your ankle, to your shin, or to a yoga block. And your right hand up into the sky. Triangle pose. Your heart is open. Exhale, navel to spine. Soften your jaw here. Reaching our heart open allows us to take in more things, take in more love. Exhale, come back into Warrior Two. We have the strength within, and we find our strength in these standing poses. Inhale, come back up to center, turning your left foot in. Take one breath here, and then turn your right foot to the opposite side of the room, and get a yoga block if you need to. I'll show you some modifications with side ankle pose. So you might want 2 blocks, one on each side of the mat. Now come back into your wide-legged stance, and we'll turn our right foot toward the front of the mat. Bend that right leg to a 90-degree angle, and reach your hands out into Warrior Two. Take a breath here, and then when you're ready, you can either bring your right forearm to the top of your right thigh. You can use your yoga block and bring your right hand on top of that for extra support. And breathe here. And if you'd like to take it up another level, you can take a bind. So only do this if you have a strong yoga practice. You would take your right arm through and underneath your right thigh, and the back arm, your left arm, reaches around and grabs hold. You want to open your chest out as much as possible and look up to the sky. Breathing here. You can come back to your yoga block, stretching your body long, and come back to your forearm if you'd like as well. Engaging your legs. Inhale, come back up into Warrior Two. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn that right foot in, left foot to the opposite side of the mat. And exhale, lower into Warrior Two on the left, bringing your hands out to the front and the back of your mat. Take one breath and then exhale. Forearm to the top of your left thigh, right arm over your ear, opening up your heart, engaging that right thigh as well as your left. Don't forget about the back leg. You can use your yoga block if you'd like to, and really create a nice open heart. You can also take your bind here if you'd like. Remember only to do this if you do have a strong yoga practice, and this time you would reach your left arm underneath your left thigh and right arm behind you to grab hold of that left hand. Gazing up toward the sky, relaxing your jaw, and opening your heart. Inhale, you can come back to your yoga block, or if you're already there, just stay there for a few more breaths. And you can also obviously do this whole pose the whole time we're doing it with your forearm on the top of your left thigh, opening up your heart, stretching the right side of your body. Inhale, come back up to Warrior Two. And straighten that left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your feet to the front. And then move your yoga blocks out of the way if you had them there. We'll be doing a balancing pose, tree pose, Virabhadrasana. So bring your hands on your hips and feel the engagement in your legs, the thigh muscles reaching up toward your hips and your core. And then bring all the weight onto that right leg. You can place your left foot on the inner thigh of your right leg, the inner calf or the ankle. Just don't place it on your knee. Put your hands on your hips to feel the alignment here. Make sure they're as level as possible. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Exhaling our navel to spine, you can raise your hands above your head if you like to, creating a really tall tree. You can open up your arms, gaze up toward the sky if you'd like, and even take a mudra here with your hands to create a nice peaceful pose. When we open our heart, we open to possibilities. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. Bring your left foot off of your right thigh. Bring it toward the front for just one breath, and then lower it to the earth. We'll do the other side. So put your hands on your hips. Raise those toes off of the mat and feel the engagement of your shins, your knees, your thighs up toward your hips. And then bring that weight to the left side of your body. Bring the right foot to the inner thigh of your left leg or your calf or ankle. Just don't place it on the knee, please. You can bring your hands onto your hips and try to sink that right hip down, that left hip up toward the sky to create balance. You can bring your heart to Anjali Mudra, and if you'd like, you can raise your hands up to the sky, creating your tall tree. Open your arms if you'd like, reaching your heart up toward the sky, open to possibilities and your true potential. Grounding down through the earth, our foundation allows us to open. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. Release the right foot off the left leg. Bring the right leg forward, keeping it bent. And then exhale, bring the right leg down. And we'll take a nice forward bend here. Inhale, hands up over your head. Exhale, fold all the way over with our feet hip-width distance. Inhale to a flat back if you'd like. Exhale, fold. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. And then we'll come on down to our mat on our backs. Our legs will be bent, our feet are flat on the earth. Roll the back of your shoulders underneath your body, and then bend your arms so that they're kind of like robot arms, fingers reaching up toward the sky. We'll move into bridge, so raise your hips into the sky, your chest toward your chin, engaging our thigh muscles. Relax your glute muscles, your gluteus maximus, as much as possible, pressing our elbows into the mat, the back of our shoulder, the back of our head. Breathe here. And exhale, lower back down onto your mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Relax your arms. Take a breath here. And then we'll do it again. So bend your arms. take a breath, engage your bandha, and then inhale, raise your hips up into the sky. Our feet are directly below our knees, creating good alignment here. If you'd like, you can interlace your fingers underneath you and kind of shimmy your shoulders closer together. This will reach our heart more open to possibilities of our true potential. Take one more inhale. Release your hands if they're interlaced, and then exhale, lower down onto the mat so your whole back is on the mat. We are going to do either bridge pose one more time, or if you know how to do wheel, you can do wheel as well. For wheel, you can place your hands near your ears, flat on the mat. Raise your hips up into the sky, and then press through your arms and come to the top of your head, the crown of your head. You can stay here if you just want to practice this, or press through your hands, straighten your arms, and come into full wheel. Breathe. You can take soft breaths here as our diaphragm is in a very different position. Take one more breath and then exhale. Come out of bridge or wheel, whatever you were in, and come down onto your back. Our knees are still bent here. Release your arms. Allow your spine to sink into the earth. And then bring your knees up toward your chest and interlace your fingers, wrapping your hands around your knees. You can take small circles with your knees to the right, massaging your lower spine on the mat, and then circle to the left, the opposite direction. Hug your knees in close one more time. And then release your right leg. We'll take a supine twist. So hug that left knee in, close to your chest, and then bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Your left hand reaches to the left, and your gaze is past your fingers. Leave your left shoulder on the mat as much as possible, twisting to the right, and if you'd like, you can take your right hand and place it on your left hip. Remind yourself that we're also creating length from our left shoulder to our left hip as we twist. Keeping our right leg engaged as well. Come back to center, lower that left leg, and then bring that right leg to your chest. Keeping both feet flexed. And then when you're ready, take that right knee, bring it to the left side of your body. Your right hand reaches toward the opposite side of your body. Your gaze is past your fingertips. Our left leg is still engaged and both of our feet are still flexed. We're stretching our hips, stretching our spine, and twisting. And if you'd like, you can take your left hand, place it on your right hip, and feel that sink toward your feet, creating length in your spine as you twist. Breathe here. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center, bringing your right knee in for one more second, and then lowering it down, flat on your mat. Bring your feet up and we'll take Happy Baby, a wonderful stretch for our low spine and our hamstrings and our hips. So you want to grab the outside of your feet, keeping your legs bent, bring your knees toward the earth, and you can rock side to side if that feels good on your spine, or just stay flat on your back. moving slowly, relaxing our bodies. Bring your feet down into cobbler pose on your back. Place your right hand on your stomach, your left hand on your heart. Opening up our hips. Breathing here. Feel your breath move into your right hand. Feel it move into your left hand. With every inhale, you expand. With every exhale, you soften. You can close your eyes here. We are going to start to go within, find ourselves within, and find some peace at the end of our practice. You can release your hands, bring your knees together, widen your feet. This is widening our sacrum here, so our knees are touching. And then when you're ready, you can release your legs flat on the mat and come into corpse pose, Shavasana. Closing your eyes, allow your feet to relax. Your legs are completely relaxed and soft. Your arms are soft, your hands are open, your heart is open. Breathe here and relax into the knowledge that all of your potential is within and you have the power to unleash it. Relax into that knowledge. Begin to deepen your breath. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers, waking back up your body. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Bring some bigger movements back into your limbs. And when you're ready, you can take a nice big morning stretch, raising your hands above your head. And then exhale, bend your knees and roll onto your side. Come into a fetal position, resting your head into your arm. Keeping your eyes closed, just breathing here for a second, knowing that this position will always bring you comfort when you need it. Inhale, use your hands to push yourself back up into your seated position. You can sit on your blanket or your bolster or a yoga block if you want to raise your hips above your knees. It's always a good idea. And we'll take some deep breaths here before we end our practice. Breathing in, expanding our belly. Exhale, navel to spine. Allow your breath to travel through your diaphragm, inhaling and exhaling. Allow your breath of peace to travel out into the world. Knowing that we have our potential, our full potential available, every day is an opportunity to tap into it. Let's bring our hands to our heart center, into Anjali Mudra. And we'll give thanks for our effort on our yoga mat today. Thank you for practicing with me, my friends. You can bow your head to greet your heart. We bow to the light, love, and truth inside of each and every one of us and inside of everything. Namaste.